Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Have you ever wondered how your morning coffee connects to a farmer thousands of miles away? Or how a decision made in one country can send ripples across the entire globe? It all comes down to a massive, intricate system we call the world economy. It sounds super complicated, right? But today, we're going to break it down, step by step, and show you how it all actually works. Think of it like a giant, global marketplace. But instead of just apples and oranges, we're trading everything you can imagine: cars, phones, services, and even ideas. And just like any market, it's all driven by two fundamental forces: supply and demand. Let's start with the basics. Every country has things it's good at making. We call this specialization. For example, some countries have the perfect climate for growing coffee beans, while others have the technology and factories to build high-tech smartphones. It wouldn't make sense for everyone to try and do everything, would it? Instead, countries focus on their strengths and then trade with each other. This is the heart of international trade. A country sells what it has in abundance. It exports and buys what it needs or wants from others. It imports. This simple exchange allows everyone to have access to a wider variety of goods, often at a cheaper price than if they tried to produce everything themselves. It's a win-win that raises the standard of living for everyone involved. So, how do we pay for all this stuff? You can't just hand over your local currency to someone in another country. This is where foreign exchange, or Forex, comes in. Imagine a giant currency exchange counter for the entire world. When a company in the US wants to buy cars from Japan, it has to exchange its US dollars for Japanese yen. The price for this swap is called the exchange rate. These rates are constantly changing, influenced by things like a country's economic health, interest rates, and even political stability. A strong currency makes imports cheaper for that country, but it also makes its exports more expensive for others. It's a delicate balancing act that governments and central banks are always trying to manage. Now, let's zoom out a bit. The global economy isn't just about trading physical goods. A huge part of it is the flow of money itself, what we call capital. This includes investments. For instance, a company might build a new factory in another country. That's called foreign direct investment. Or, investors might buy stocks and bonds in another country's market. This movement of capital is crucial. It helps fund new businesses, create jobs, and build infrastructure all around the world. But it also connects us in complex ways. A financial crisis in one major economy can cause investors everywhere to get nervous and pull their money out, creating a chain reaction that affects everyone. To keep this massive system from falling into chaos, we need some rules and referees. That's where international organizations come into play. You've probably heard of them: the World Trade Organization, WTO, the International Monetary Fund, IMF, and the World Bank. The WTO sets the rules for international trade, trying to make sure everyone plays fair. The IMF acts like the world's financial firefighter, stepping in to help countries that are in economic trouble with loans and advice. And the World Bank focuses on long-term development, providing funding for projects in developing countries to help reduce poverty and improve living standards. These institutions are essential for maintaining stability and promoting growth in our interconnected world. But what really makes the world economy tick in our modern era? Technology and supply chains. Think about your smartphone. The raw materials might come from Africa, the microchips from Taiwan, the screen from South Korea, and it might all be assembled in China before being shipped to you. This is a global supply chain, a complex network of companies and countries all working together to create a single product. Technology, especially the internet, has made these intricate chains possible, allowing for instant communication and coordination across continents. This efficiency is amazing, but as we've seen recently, it can also be fragile. A disruption in one part of the chain can halt production for everyone else down the line. So, we have trade, money, investment, and rules. But how do we measure if the world economy is doing well? Economists use indicators like gross domestic product, or GDP. A country's GDP is the total value of all goods and services it produces in a year. When we add up the GDP of all countries, we get a sense of the size of the global economy. We also look at things like inflation, the rate at which prices are rising, and unemployment rates. When global GDP is growing, inflation is stable, and unemployment is low, we generally say the world economy is healthy. But when things go wrong, like during the 2008 financial crisis, we can see a global recession where economies shrink and jobs are lost. Now, let's talk about you. How do you fit into all of this? Every single purchase you make is a vote in the global economy. When you choose to buy a product, you're supporting the entire supply chain behind it, from the farmer to the factory worker to the shipping company. Your career, the price of gas, the interest rate on your savings account, all of these are influenced by the larger forces of the global economy. Understanding how it works isn't just an academic exercise. It empowers you to make more informed decisions as a consumer, an investor, and a citizen. It helps you understand the headlines and see the bigger picture behind the world's events. The global economy is constantly evolving. We're facing huge challenges like climate change, which will transform how we produce energy and goods. We're seeing the rise of new economic powers and shifts in global trade relationships. Automation and artificial intelligence are changing the nature of work itself. But the fundamental principles remain the same: specialization, trade, and cooperation. It's a dynamic, complex, and fascinating system that connects all 7 billion of us. It's not a perfect system, but it has lifted billions of people out of poverty and driven unprecedented innovation. So, the next time you sip your coffee or use your phone, take a moment to think about the incredible global journey that product took to get to you. You're holding a piece of the world economy in your hands. It's a network of human ingenuity, cooperation, and exchange that spans the entire planet. And now, you have a much better idea of how it all actually works. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope this breakdown was helpful and made this big topic a little less intimidating. If you found this video interesting, please give it a thumbs up, and do UNT forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you do UNT miss our next exploration. What part of the economy should we break down next? Let me know in the comments below. See you in the next video.